Well, folks, welcome to another episode of Rimshots with Sean, brought to you by Barstools and Bandtalk. And we're going to do something a little bit different today. I've got a gentleman here I've been friends on social media with for a couple of years. This is actually the first time he and I are chatting. Mr. Geoff Arsenault, how are you doing, sir?
Good, man. Good.
So, you had a post that, you contacted me earlier today saying that you were sharing this post, but I think it came out yesterday or the day before. You're
Yeah.
doing a GoFundMe thing for basically to complete an album that you're doing. So talk about that a little bit, because I thought it was interesting, in this day and age where, the pivot, the whole do things differently. I thought it was a neat idea. So talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I started this last year, just laying some tracks down at the studio that I mentioned in the GoFundMe post, at John Adams Stonehouse Sound. And it's being produced by Glenn Patstra, keyboard
Okay.
player. I don't know if you
Yep.
know that guy or not. Yeah, he is my home bay. Anyway, we started it, and I was applying for grants, or I applied for a grant, and I never received it. So it kind of stalled the making of the record. It didn't really have a plan B. I knew somehow it was going to get done, but I didn't really know how. So I just a couple of people suggested I do GoFundMe, and I was a little, was quite unsure of doing that because it's a bit of a, I don't know, kind of. So I ate my pride, I guess, is what I'm saying. I guess I was kind of not wanting to go that route, but now that I have, I'm happy, and I think people are generous, man, and it's whatever comes my way is going into that. Whether it's the amount that I'm asking, that I hope to get, it doesn't. In the end, it's like it's all going to be towards that making of the record, man. So
Well, and I
yeah,
mean, it's cool. Last time I checked, there was about 13 some odd $100 in there, which is it's just amazing. The first
yeah.
thing I'll ask you, and I mean, my response would be, who cares, one way or the other. But did you get anybody that was like, oh, really? Was there any negative sort of thing around it, or was everybody even positive?
Everybody was positive that I talked to and mentioned that I mentioned I was going to do it, and they were saying, "Yeah, right on, man. You should do that." So yeah, no, it's all good.
That's
Yeah,
fantastic. And you mentioned the
yeah.
grant piece. So, I mean, a lot of people, and, there's different sorts of grants out there. And, grant writing and going after them is almost an art form in itself.
Oh,
How did you find the process? And, from, I guess, start to finish, and how you were, I guess, told that you weren't successful. How did you find the process going through it?
the process was. It probably would have been a lot more of an effort than it would. I hired somebody basically to write the grant for me, of course, through my input, of course, and all of my information, and gathering a lot of support material, talking to a lot of people to help with that, to help the grant writer to make it all make sense. And it was a lot of work, man. And
So, in
it
the
would have been
end,
a lot.
what was the reason that they gave you that you weren't successful, or
They
did they?
don't give you a reason, and I have yet to. I can. So I've heard that you can go in and ask why.
Yeah.
I haven't done that yet. So
I actually know somebody that was on the panel for some of the factor grants and stuff. And he expressed to me when he was part of that, it was extremely frustrating sometimes because there was a lot of people that were very deserving. I was going to say disturbing. That's maybe the outcome, but very deserving that didn't get it. And, the talk around the table, he felt was very frustrating. Now, obviously not
right.
getting that feedback, you don't know, but do you have any thoughts as to why you might not have been successful?
It's really a wild guess on for me, man. I really don't know because I was quite surprised because I did have um a lot of support material, man, from a lot of great people across the country. Uh, getting my that have my back and are interested in doing that, or having me do this or the record, and all the years that I've put in as well. um I thought I had a really great chance. um there was samples of the new record, some rough mixes stuff which were sounding great to me. um just don't know why, man. Luck of the draw. I don't know. Maybe it's my age. I don't know. Maybe I don't know if the younger people get a better chance, which maybe they should. I don't know. But
Well, I don't know. I had a post that was a board post from somebody today that was basically a whole bunch of people that had success. It was basically both ends of the age spectrum. Some people that were very young that had success, and then people that were like Harrison Ford, as an example, wasn't even an actor until he was 35 years old.
right,
Which in today's world, 35, they want to put you out to pasture. Morgan Freeman didn't have his first role till 52. Um,
true enough.
so, I guess society puts in, and we're getting into a whole other, I guess, discussion,
Yeah,
but society puts those, I guess, handcuffs on people in terms of age. So I hope that it wasn't that either.
right.
That being said, the heck with them. They're not going to fund you. So now you're
That's right.
doing this. So how many days in are you? Sorry?
I put no thanks to Canada Council on my record.
Yeah, well, absolutely. Thanks, but no thanks. But and that's fine. And I will say this, and this is just I had a post yesterday. I used to work for the Halifax Chamber of Commerce back in 2004 to 2008. And the one thing about them that was great, whether or not you agreed with what they did, is they didn't take any government funding. Therefore, there was no government influence. And I don't want to go down that path, but sometimes maybe it might be, it might have happened for a right reason that you don't know yet. So that's kind of cool.
Sure.
That being said, so you're what, three days, I guess, into your GoFundMe piece?
This is actually the first day.
Okay.
I put it up last night. Put it up last night.
So and I mean, you might have an update. The last one I saw was about 2 hours ago. It was about $1,300, which is amazing on a $20,000 ask, correct?
I think it's a 20. I think it's up to 25 or 28 now or something like that.
Well, so that's incredible. So I mean, and it's
Yeah.
really funny how we as musicians sometimes get pegged as the gum on the bottom of somebody's shoe in terms of, level of affluence in society. Yet it's, I
Oh,
bet you
yeah.
any money if you go in there, it's a lot of your musician friends that are lending a hand to you.
Absolutely. A lot of musician friends and fans, like music fans in general. Absolutely. And
That's,
that's who's on my friends are on Facebook or that, you know.
so how long do you think you're gonna let this fly before you go? Okay, you know what? It was a good
Mm,
run. You might get it by the end of the week. Who knows? I mean, like that
never know, man.
traction is
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah. I don't really know. I don't really I'm new to this, obviously, and I don't know how I'm gonna just check in on maybe some other folks who had to go from me and see how long they let it go and
Yeah.
till I'm comfortable, I guess, or I don't know. It's
Something
only
you did that I
day
think is
one.
very smart on this
Mm,
is you mentioned that some of this is for the recording, but some of it's to pay the people that are going to be playing on this record with you.
absolutely, man.
And I think that's key because some people see this and they go, you know what? Jeff's always posting that he's playing here, there, and everywhere. He's got money. Why the heck does he need it? And they think it's going into your pocket. So I think that was a very smart
Right.
strategy.
Yeah. No, none of this is going in my pocket, man. I mean, I've had players already obviously recorded on it, and there's going to be more, and I want to pay them, and they're going to get paid something. Don't know yet, to be honest. They're very cool, and they're good friends. And then there's all that other stuff too, man. Like that's mentioned is the production and I've still got some studio time to put in, and the engineer and Glenn, the producer, and all that stuff. The production of it, the artwork and blah blah blah. It's a lot of stuff, man. So yeah,
So
as
so at the
everybody
end of it
who
all,
makes a record.
you're going to get the album out. What
Yep.
like what's your goal with the album? Is it just get it out and see how it does? Do you have some plans to push it once it out? What's your goals?
Yeah, I want to get it out, and I am going to definitely push it. I want to. It's one of the reasons is to get my solo career happening more, so I can. It'll have something. It'll be like a calling card, basically, and just get it out there and start playing solo, and either with a duo or trio, either way, man, and just go for it. Yeah.
Well, so that's great. And I mean, the thing is that you mentioned your age, but I mean, like, I look, I touch my goatee up. I admit it, whatever. But
Right.
you're still a young guy, man. Like you're out there, you're doing it.
Yep.
I think you just recently came back from a tour, and you're out there.
Yep.
You're an active player. So I mean, really, age to me is whatever. I mean, whatever if you can start at any time and get it going. So I think you're in a good spot that do you have a goal for how long you want this project to take, and when it's going to be completed?
Right. I don't have a timeline on it. We're just going to get back at it actually next or in two weeks from now. We're going to do some more drum tracks, and Tom Ely's coming in to lay some bass on it, some more bass on it, and a few tracks are going to fly out to some other folks. So I'm not sure exactly when, but hopefully the new year it will be, a thing. It'll be happening. That's my plan.
Awesome.
Early new in the new year. Yeah.
Well, so I
Yeah.
wanted to get this done quickly because I think that, and I appreciate you reaching out to me because I saw it and it was one of those things where it was like, oh, I should have shared it, and I didn't. So I'm glad that you did that. And I typically do longer interviews, but this is kind of a
Sure.
quick hit that I want to do because I think it's
Yep.
important that you're showing people. And I hear a lot of excuses from people. And I mean, you can go on my feed and see who I'm talking to on a daily basis, and people will talk about certain things, but you're showing people that taking no isn't an answer. Taking no is just kind of the first thing that gets thrown at you. Um, but it's not the be all and end all. There's different ways to do things, and I think that that's important.
That's right. Yeah, that's right, man. I mean, I have applied for various grants with various, grant issuers. And I've never received it, even and this last one as well. So I think I might, go somewhere. There's some people have some other ideas of where possibly, some funding as well. On top of that, but yeah, I can't take no, man. Can't go and put my head in the sand or anything like that, man. Just got to keep going.
Well, I love it, right?
Yeah,
Because that's what separates the big kids from the well, I'll say the pros from the amateurs, and the bees from the wannabes. And I mean, really, again, that's another topic for another day. Because now, if you're telling me that you've applied a few times, it seems to me, we probably know, maybe we're touching on something here. It's a dirty subject, but there's a certain format that they're looking for right now that you might not be it, that we kind of know what it is or we don't know. But, I think that if there's money there, it's kind of annoying in a way that there's this panel that decides who gets it and who doesn't, like it's a
yeah,
papal blessing or
for
something
sure.
like that. Right. So anyway,
Yeah.
that's another topic for another day. Where can people find out about this GoFundMe, Geoff?
Basically on Facebook. Yeah. Um, that's where it's at. I'm sharing. That's my, I said, well, I sent you that message and I'm just
Yeah.
sharing the hell out of it. Of course, now I've just posted something on Facebook that I can't. I'm trying to stay on top of saying thank you to people on Messenger, but I must have humorously. I think I humorously swore on one of the messages.
Uh-oh.
I can't, so I'm booted off Messenger right now. So, but I sent it to a lot of people this morning, and a lot of people involved are sharing it. So that's
Well, that's
basically where it is.
fantastic, man. And you know what? A little plug for why don't you give yourself a little plug for what you've been doing over the last bit, because some people know what you're up to and others don't. And I'm
Yeah,
all about making sure that people get their word spread out. So just a little thing on that.
yeah. I've been gigging, just doing some freelance stuff, some recording. Daniel Connolly, I was just in the studio yesterday, doing a record for him with Tom Easley uh, and Matt Myers, and then I got a gig coming up this actually Friday at the um, Lunenburg at the Opera House with Ian Sherwood coming up, and I got some just odds and ends, man. Things keep trickling in, so it's great.
That's awesome. And you know what? Shift gears as we end here, one because one of the things that I talk about a lot on Barstools and to people a lot is networking. And if I was to say to you that 85% of everything you do has to do with networking, would that be a fair statement?
85%. Um, that's the I think so. I think it's a pretty fair statement. I mean, a lot of the stuff I do also is through connections I've had well before, you know, social media and all that
Right.
stuff. But there's definitely a big percentage that, yeah, there's all connections like that, man, for sure.
Awesome. Well, you know what? Thanks a lot for doing this. Keep us posted. Let me know how it's going to get back on Messenger.
Yeah.
Let me know how it's going, and I'll keep a look. And yeah, we'll get the word out there, my friend.
All right, Sean. I really appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot.
Peace, brother.
Yeah, peace to you, bud.